Hi everyone, Zachary Liu here from Toronto Qigong. Today I'd like to talk to you about what the meridians are. The meridians can be viewed as energy highways throughout the whole body which help the function of the body and distribute qi, blood, and body fluids. I would also view the meridians as, say, energetic distribution networks throughout the whole body, or as rivers that flow the qi or that life force throughout the body. Now, when we break down the meridians, they have a function. The functions are actually correlated to the physical organs, and there are 12 meridians, and this would relate in Chinese medicine to your 12 organs. The 12 organs, solid organs first, empty organs second, are the heart, small intestine, kidneys, bladder, liver, gallbladder, spleen, stomach, lung, large intestine, pericardium, and triple energizer or triple burner. With these meridians now connected to all these 12 organs in the body, we can use the meridians to tap into the physical organ themselves, because though these meridians can be viewed as distribution networks of energy or energetic highways or these rivers, I like to make the analogy that they are actually telephone lines. The reason I say this is in acupuncture you have various acupuncture points. In total it varies between 364 to 400 or 800, etc. It really depends who you go to, because the various numbers of acupuncture points could be numerous. So there could be thousands of acupuncture points and we wouldn't even know it. But there are mainly 364 mapped out ones that are used commonly in Chinese medicine. So when we have these meridians, they all have these various acupressure or acupuncture points, which are analogous to the dial on the phone. So one acupuncture point could be 5, another one could be 6, etc. So when we are actually working from an acupuncture standpoint, we are actually dialing into these acupuncture points to tell the organ, hey, I want you to do X because you have a dysfunction in the body and we're trying to bring you back into balance. By working on acupuncture points then, or dialing on these highways, we then get a certain result. This is very important because then it says the meridians actually can be used from a physiological standpoint of function to enhance the organ functions or to slow it down depending on what's needed, but it can also be used as information from a structural standpoint. So if I were to palpate the meridians then, if it's a little lax in a certain area or very tense in another area, this tells me a lot about that organ itself. So though I can't directly take out your organ and analyze it through the meridians and touching it throughout different parts of the body, I can then get a pretty good idea of how the organ is functioning and why you have certain issues that you do from a psychological standpoint, emotional standpoint, or just a physical standpoint. So with that understanding now that they are more or less information maps, we can really get into a lot of things from a Qigong standpoint, because Qigong is mainly focused in terms of visualization, breathing, and posture. So when we're holding certain postures, if I notice there's certain tension points in the body, then I know particularly I'm going to have certain issues in that meridian. Or if I want to work on a certain emotion, I may go to a certain meridian, or I'll work on a certain organ which it's connected to, and then really cleanse that meridian, release the tension through that means, or to tonify that organ through the meridian or directly to the organ itself. Differences between organ and meridian then is the organs can be viewed as the correspondence or source or parent to the meridians. The one exception will be explained in a little bit. And then the meridians themselves are about that flow function. So I'm trying to move things out of the body, or I'm trying to move things into the body, things like that. But if I want a direct health correlation at the end standpoint, I may directly want to work on the organ, but most of the time I can do that through the meridians. So it's a chicken and egg thing. It's like I can work on meridians, and that could be the chicken to the organ being the egg, or vice versa. Both are connected, and both are two ways to get to a certain result. Now, there are many categories of meridians in Chinese medicine, which then again can be correlated to your Qigong practice. The 12 main meridians are one of them. The next ones would be the 8 extraordinary meridians. The most common ones used in Qigong are the governing vessel, or the Du meridian, and then the Ren meridian, or the conception vessel. Understanding those, that there's 8 extraordinary, the extraordinary meridians are more or less your reservoir or your source meridians. From the 8 come the 12. Then we have something called the divergent channels, which are viewed as extensions of the primary meridians, being the 12 primary. And then we have something called the muscle and sinew channels, which are then, again, extensions of the 12 main meridians, but in terms of your tendons and actual muscles, so you could physically palpate the tension and things like that. And then lastly, we have something called the low connecting meridians, which can be viewed as a waiting room for things such as, say you get sick and it sort of stays with you. It traps what we call the pathogen in the body, or it could trap emotions, or trap certain deficiencies in the body that you just don't want to deal with. So they are your storage areas so you can take care of them later. So they're kind of the fascia, or the things that connect all the meridians together, and you can always go back to them. If you don't want to face certain issues in your life, it goes to the low meridians. So from Qigong then, we are actually working with all these types of meridians. And when we do a slow movement, for example, I am working on every single meridian from a certain point because I'm moving everything. I may not be getting to the energetic context of it in terms of I may be not connecting through visualization things, but if I'm physically moving at some point, I'm still working with meridians on some level. That would probably be more tendomuscular, but then that still has an impact through the main meridians, the low connecting, and the divergent. So understanding all this then, when we want to actually incorporate meridians in terms of focus points in Qigong, I would visualize certain colors, which is connected to the physical organs themselves. So if I'm working on the lung meridian, I'm going to imagine white light going through the meridian, or a certain section of the meridian. And then that will help me nourish myself, for example, or if I need to expel things, I'm going to view that going outside the meridian or going to its junior partner, being the empty organs or the large intestine meridian itself. And through focusing on these points, I could then get a tangible feeling off of the body, which says, hey, I'm relaxing here, I'm releasing tension, that is very good. Or I'm tensing up here while I'm doing a stretch. This is all information that we can use in our Qigong practice from the meridians to help ourselves later. And then this then can be layered with breathing exercises, visualizations as stated, certain affirmations, and just actual physical stretches to move the organs or the meridians in a certain way. With all that said, the meridians again are mostly focused on that flow state, or that flow and movement of the organs and qi, because qi, and in qigong we're trying to flow and cycle the energy or that life force throughout the body. So by understanding meridians, then even just looking at a brief map of it will give us a better understanding how to move certain things, which then gives us a better understanding how to move certain things in our life as a metaphor. So for more information, go to torontoqigong.com. Do feel free to email or comment below any questions or any videos you'd like to hear in the future. And I hope you all enjoyed this.